If you want to know how the war is going in Afghanistan, there's no better place to go than the tiny American combat outposts all along the border with Pakistan. The fight you'll see is brutal, the intensity unlike anything we've witnessed in 9 years of covering this war. U.S. soldiers from the 101st Airborne Division are locked in a never-ending battle with the relentless enemy that uses the border as an open door. The soldiers say that as fast as they can kill them, they just keep coming. Across the border from safe havens in Pakistan, trying to kill as many Americans as they can. 60 Minutes was given extraordinary access to the men of the 101st, who are on the front line of the border fight, operating from around 50 combat outposts and forward operating bases along a 450-mile stretch of the most dangerous frontier in the world. Our trip began at Combat Outpost Zerok, just 12 miles from the Pakistani border.
The story will continue in a moment.
This one came in yesterday. It's a 107 rocket.
3 minutes after Captain John Hintz started explaining how to stay alive on his base.
Then things are going great. That's incoming.
The first rocket hit.
Camera crews, camera crews. Hey, let's go, right here, right here.
It was the first hour of our first day at Combat Outpost Zerok.
Here we go. Let's go.
Location.
Already we were getting a taste of what Captain Hintz and his men live through every day. And they've been doing this for 7 months. Within 10 minutes, the barrage was over. It had wounded 2 of Hintz's men.
What we got going on?
Specialist Peter Kuiper's shirt was soaked with blood from wounds to his head. They're all used to dealing with injuries here. 40 out of Hintz's 88 soldiers have been awarded Purple Hearts for wounds received in combat.
All right, well, let's walk up this way a little bit.
The 40-year-old commander from Iowa has received 3 Purple Hearts himself. This is a tough fight, and you're in one of the worst places. I mean, even for somebody like you with a rough tour in Iraq under your belt, surviving 8 roadside bombs.
I don't even think that's uncommon, though. I mean, I've got to be honest. My whole company's that. I've got a kid out there that's got 8 Purple Hearts. He just got shot in the head during a battle.
And he survived?
He survived, and he fought for 3 more hours. I mean, it's just the way these guys are.
Captain Hintz commands one of the most dangerous pieces of ground in Afghanistan. It may look like a desolate patch of dirt in the middle of nowhere, but this tiny base sits right on one of the main routes used by the enemy to ferry fighters and weapons from Pakistan.
You can never rest out here because you know that they want this spot back. And the foreign fighters are very well trained. They carry better weapon systems. They have much more ammunition. So when you get into a fight with them, you know you're in a fight.
When you say foreign fighters, from where?
Pakistan. We're only about 12 to 13 miles away from Pakistan. And we know we kill a lot of people here. And these guys, it doesn't matter if you kill 30 that day, or it doesn't seem to matter, because they'll be back the next day or the next week.
With more fighters?
Yes.
Are the men you're facing committed?
They're more committed than anything I've ever seen. One day we killed 31 of them. We could see them dying on the hills. I mean, we were engaging them and we were killing them. And they kept charging us.
We obtained video of their enemy from the other side of the border. It's the foreign fighters, like Arabs and Pakistanis, that Hintz says are the most skilled. They lead the local Afghans in battle. But both fight in the name of the Taliban. How much area around here does the Taliban control?
Wow, that's, I have probably 300 square kilometers, and the vast majority is controlled by the Taliban. We push hard, we patrol heavy, we go out there, but I would say probably 18 to 20 square kilometers is what I think I own.
Out of 300?
Yes.
Are there areas here that you can't even go into at all? Taliban areas?
Yes, there's multiple areas in this sector that I can't go into.
I mean, that's incredible. I think people listening to that will just be wondering, how can we be 9 years into this war? And I mean, you're sitting here surrounded by Taliban villages that in some cases you can't even go into.
I think the challenge is in finding out, you know, how to separate the Taliban from the village.
That's the challenge Hintz and his men faced on this mission to a village that's asked for help rebuilding their canal. It's the core of the U.S. strategy, to build relationships with the villages so they don't support the Taliban. Even though it means driving to an area that's a known staging ground for the Taliban and foreign fighters coming in from Pakistan, and they get attacked every time they go there, they set out to pay the village a visit.
Well, as long as we don't get stuck today, we're going to be good.
A 3-mile trip that took an hour and a half because of the impossible terrain.
Man, this terrain sucks. You're just hanging up on a big rock, I think on the left.
The speed we're moving at and the difficulty, I mean, it just feels like this is one big target.
We are one big target here. We're driving right to the Taliban villages. They're watching us. Guaranteed they got a spotter sitting right up on this mountain, and he's reporting everything back to his chain of command, and they're just waiting for us.
When they arrived at the village, the reception was cool.
Yeah, there's 2 of them.
And we noticed Captain Hintz was instantly on edge.
You don't get a friendly feel here, do you?
Not really, no.
No, I don't think so either.
The villagers kept their distance, unlike previous visits when they welcomed him.
I see them sitting watching all over there.
Yep, different dynamic.
Captain Hintz tracked down the elder who had invited him here to find out what was going on.
The last time we came here, a lot of people came up and talked to us. Is there something going on today? Is it a time of prayer, or is it...
Not even he wanted to talk. It seemed he couldn't wait to get away.
I appreciate you talking to me. Thank you, Chairman.
Hintz was disappointed. By now, it felt like a setup. The captain and his men were uneasy.
We'll see how easily we get out of here. Tell you guys to be watching, okay? They need to be watching these mountains. They can't just walk along, okay?
This is what American commanders are dealing with every day in villages across Afghanistan as they try to carry out their mission.
Right now, if the Taliban is influencing that village or living in that village and we're not, then that's the choice you have, you know, to go with the Taliban and live, or to talk to us and support us, and then as soon as we leave, you'll be dead.
The trip back was long and tense. One of the trucks got stuck.
Ooh, they're up on 3 wheels. Straighten the wheels.
Hintz and his men struggled to free the vehicle, which weighed nearly 13 tons.
What's up? We had a hammer or something?
Every second they were on the ground, they were exposed.
Stop!
It was the moment the enemy seemed to be waiting for.
Get in, get in, get in, get in! Get in, get in!
Bullets cracked and whistled over our heads.
They were hitting all around us. Fucking enemy! They had a lot of AK-47s. They fired RPGs at us. Once you start hearing the snaps of the rounds, that means they're right on you. Hey! Shoot! There you go! Shoot! There you go!
Our cameraman, Ray Ribieska, stayed close to the soldiers to capture the fight.
Need a fire mission on Twins!
Hintz ordered in mortars. Here you can see Captain Hintz on the hood of our truck, completely exposed to enemy fire. He's trying to secure the 200-pound tow bar so the convoy can get moving.
Get in your truck! Get in the truck!
The convoy still had to fight its way through the ambush.
What's left? What's left? Hey, listen! I need you to watch for us!
After 30 minutes of constant fighting, it was over. Hintz believes they killed 15 enemy fighters with no American casualties. His soldiers were relieved, and Captain Hintz felt lucky to be alive.
I had to jump up on the hood to get the tow bar up, and so I'm up on the hood, and rounds are cracking everywhere. It was insane.
There are more than 12,000 soldiers at dozens of outposts along the border that are dealing with the same problem as Captain Hintz.
Up on the ridge lines. Those are super highways for the insurgency.
Lieutenant Colonel Joel Vowell at Forward Operating Base Joyce, less than 5 miles from the Pakistani border, is one of them.
Most of the people we are fighting are from Pakistan.
Is it an endless supply?
I don't know if it's endless.
Does it feel that way?
It feels that way when you have to fight waves after waves of enemy fighters here that are coming from sanctuary.
In nearly 2 weeks with Lieutenant Colonel Val and his soldiers, we quickly experience the relentless pressure they come under. Once again, complex attacks carried out by a sophisticated enemy that doesn't back down.
It's like any other border between any other country. You can't put a fence up there and stop everybody from coming over it.
Major General John Campbell is the man Lieutenant Colonel Val and Captain Hintz report to. He's the commander of the 101st Airborne Division, in charge of some 30,000 soldiers here. And the border is his problem.
You cannot talk about Afghanistan without talking about Pakistan.
General Campbell flew us over some of the 450 miles of the border that he's responsible for.
You're in Pakistan right now. Now you're in Afghanistan.
He's in regular contact with the Pakistani military and says the relationship is improving a little more every day.
We would hope that they would do more within their capacity to stop people, command and control, and elements that come across the border in Afghanistan. I think they have tried to do some stuff. Is it enough? No.
It's not even close to enough.
Can they do more? Yes.
Can they do a lot more?
Can they do a lot more? I would agree.
Go! Let's go! Let's go!
Until they do, it's hard to see how U.S. soldiers at places like Combat Outpost Zerok can make any real progress in a fight that's claimed more American lives this year than any other. What's the hardest thing you've had to deal with?
So losing my soldiers. I lost an 18-year-old kid in Iraq. I've lost a 20-year-old kid in Afghanistan. Just lost a 29-year-old NCO a few weeks ago, stepped on a landmine. You're a failure because you didn't take them home.
I don't think anyone would call that a failure. I think people understand that in war and in combat, you lose soldiers.
Everybody knows in war you lose people, but just not your people.
As we left Captain Hintz and his men, their mission at Zerok was coming to an end, and new soldiers were pouring in to take over this fight. Is it your sense that you're winning here?
I think we're winning. I think we're winning.
You don't look convinced.
I'm not 100% convinced. I mean, but you can't look at it like we're losing. I'm not going to come here and lose. So do I think we've gained ground? Yes. Is it enough ground? No. I would like to say that if given another 6 months here, I could bring in the next village, the next 2 villages, and bring them to my side.
But you can't.
I can't. I'll never give up on it. But at times I wonder if I walk out of here tomorrow, where's this place at?
Where do you think?
Well, it's lost.